Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making caprese paninis. Now we got the idea to make these when we were visiting Smucker's greenhouse. If you've been following along with our channel, we were at a greenhouse a couple weeks ago. We have a video of that. I'll link it down below. But they had the cutest little coffee shop there that served coffee and paninis. And one of the paninis was a caprese panini, and it looked so delicious we knew we had to come home and make some. So today we're going to be doing that. We've actually been making these several times since then, and we figured we would share the recipe with you all. So first of all, I did make homemade ciabatta bread. Now I don't really have a recipe for this. I just took a standard sourdough recipe. I'll link something down below. A lot of people get kind of finicky with sourdough and they do all the right things. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not super fussy when I make my sourdough. So if you are a sourdough expert, this is probably going to bug you, but I kind of just wing it. So I used just a basic sourdough recipe, and then I put it in the refrigerator, let it ferment overnight. And I like to just have sourdough fermenting in the refrigerator when I'm making sourdough. That way when we want to do something like this, I can pull the dough out, it's ready to go. And I just pressed it out and cut it into semi-square rectangular type shapes like a ciabatta would be, and baked it in the oven. So that's what we have right now, and we're going to use that to assemble our paninis. So first we're going to cut open the ciabatta. Now we're going to spread both sides of the bread with some pesto. Now I have homemade pesto here. We made this last year. Making your own pesto is super easy, and it is a lot healthier than what you get in the store. The store-bought pesto oftentimes has a lot of bad oils in it and preservatives, but if you make pesto at home, it just takes a few simple ingredients and it's really easy to make. We made a bunch of these little containers of pesto last year when our garden was still going strong. This year, we don't quite have enough basil yet to make fresh batches of pesto, so we're still working through what we made last year. All right, so now we're going to slice our tomato and our mozzarella. It's not actually far enough into the tomato growing year for us to have a ripe tomato here in central Pennsylvania, unless of course you have a high tunnel or a greenhouse situation that you're growing in. Fortunately, we do have some Mennonites and Amish around here who have high tunnels and do have fresh local tomatoes, so that's what we have today. You can use any kind of mozzarella that you like. We just happen to have this block of mozzarella that we picked up at the grocery store. But if you got the fresh mozzarella that comes in like a log, you can pick it up at Costco, Sam's, your grocery store, whatever. That's really good too. Now to finish off this panini, we're going to add a little bit of extra fresh basil from the garden, just for a little bit of that fresh basil flavor, even more than just the pesto. And we're going to add some arugula from the garden. Any of these ingredients you could swap out with other ingredients if you don't, for instance, like arugula, which some people don't like because it is a little bit peppery, but I think that adds just the perfect kick to this sandwich. All right, now we're going to take our panini, and we don't actually have a panini press. We had one, but it wasn't working well anymore, so we just got rid of it. So what we're going to do is take our cast iron skillet, and then we're going to take, I have a lid to a cast iron Dutch oven, and we're going to heat the lid up on one burner and the skillet up on another burner, and then we're going to put our sandwich down on the skillet and put the Dutch oven lid on top of the sandwich so that it heats both sides at the same time and pushes it down in the classic panini style. These paninis are extra delicious in the summer because you can make them with a lot of homemade and homegrown ingredients, which obviously just makes them even better. It's a nice light summer meal with a lot of clean and fresh ingredients, which I think is just perfect this time of year. Our paninis are all done and we're gonna give them a try. Although, to be perfectly honest, we've made these about 5 times since we saw them at Smucker's, so I already know it's gonna be really good. No matter how many times we make these do not disappoint. If you're looking for a delicious and fresh summer meal, these are perfect. All right, now that we're on the panini bandwagon, I'm curious to know what kind of paninis you guys like to make. Leave us a comment down below and maybe we'll try yours out next time. All right guys, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.